Hi, my name is Carlos de la Sancha and I'm gonna show you today how to bind a booklet. This is called the 4-point Japanese binding, and these are the materials that you'll need. You'll need a ruler, you'll need clamps, you'll need a bone folder, you'll need an X-Acto knife, you'll need thread and needle, and you will need an awl. So we start by measuring where we wanna put the holes in our booklet, right? I'm just gonna do it by eye today. I'm not really worried about how exact it will be. For this, we need to hold the paper together so it doesn't move when we're working with it. I got some paper here to protect our photos. Make sure it's square and then clamp it. I'm gonna use 2 clamps just to make sure, and I'm using a piece of paper to protect the photos from getting damaged. I think this looks good. Now that we have made the holes through which the needle will go through, we have to measure 4 times, 1 per perforation, the length of the thread. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. I like to leave a little extra just so it's not too tight at the end. We make a small knot on the end of the thread, making sure that we leave enough space here because we will use this part at the end. And then we'll start in the middle one on the bottom part through a middle section of our booklet. I recommend to make some way with the needle as we are starting to bind it, so we don't struggle too much while making the thread go through. Otherwise, it can be really complicated and really frustrating. I forgot to mention to say that this thread is already waxed. Wax threads are available and they're used for book making. That way, the thread will not break when we go through the book. So we started there, and now we're gonna loop it. We're gonna, on the same hole from the back, we're gonna bring it back here. And again, we keep moving the needle around, and while this puts stress on the paper, the clamps help us to keep it in place. Now, as I showed you before, it has on the corners, right? So this is our next step. We bring it from the top back in. This part stays empty and you'll see why. This is gonna be the last part before we go back inside to make the final knot. So first we do one side, tighten it, and then we do the top. We know this because we can look at the first photo on this page. We just keep going through the next hole. We make sure that our thread doesn't come out of the needle. And now for the final part, as I mentioned before, we're gonna go into the middle of the book. We're gonna find where our thread is inside the book. Mine is here. And then very carefully, we're gonna feed the needle through the hole. We're gonna feed it in there gently enough so we don't go past it. As you can see, my needle is now there. I just have to make it go through and then we'll tie the knot. There we go. Make sure it's tight. Then we'll make a knot, cut it, and then we'll be ready. Thank you very much.